Shamans. We understand cause we are the Tech Shamans. Dude, I got this cool thing to show you. Really, man? Yeah, it's far out and technical and stuff. Awesome. Yeah. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Cool.
Away we go.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Tech Shamans. It's Monday.
What he said.
Yeah.
And
Anthony wants a new day in between Sunday and Monday for us to get
a warm-up day.
I know.
Yeah, ramp-up day. I mean, call it tween day. You know, whatever the hell you want to call it. Okay.
It's tween Sunday and Monday.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, and because it's just too drastic. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't know why people put up with this crap. I mean, if it were me, I would it's time we put our foot down, say we need an 8-day week, or simply allocate Monday to being tween day, and Tuesday is actually Monday, because we discovered when we were in high school that Tuesday actually has no purpose. Seriously. No I mean, you know, there's Monday, okay, and Monday is Monday. It's the day after the weekend. It sucks, okay. Wednesday is hump day. Yes, okay, you're halfway through. Thursday is, you know, basically when you start partying. You start Thursday night after class. And then Friday is, of course, Friday, and you can't live without Friday. But what the hell is Tuesday, other than the day of the week that has the fewest car accidents?
So I worked for a guy a long time ago that I thought it was super cool. It was in the hotel industry. Mm-hmm. Fridays were our Mondays.
Okay, so you had like Wednesday, Thursday off?
Nope.
No.
We had Friday and Saturday. Our Saturday and Sunday were still the days off for those. Some people work, you know, because some people work Saturday and Sunday. Actually,
it was the hotel industry. So
when you're in a hotel, you work all the time. So
yeah,
but. What it was is he noticed, and he got he didn't come up with this himself. He came up with this from another a Fortune 1000 company. And what the guy did is we had our production meeting for the following week on Friday, right?
Yeah.
So when we came in on Monday, it technically wasn't a beginning of our week. Our beginning of our week was Friday.
Right.
So when you came in, you already knew what your weekend stored for you. You knew what was going to go on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So that was our. Okay? So according to statistics, Friday is the least productive day.
I'm sure,
because people are going in, they walk in, and go, oh, it's Friday, it's Saturday, blah 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 blah.
No point starting this today.
Right.
Yeah.
So they'll wait till
oh my
Monday.
God, I'm so burned out.
So what he did is he said, okay, well, we're going to start our Fridays as our Mondays.
We'll make it a different kind of productive.
Right.
Make it planning productive.
It was amazing, dude.
Planned productivity.
I'm telling you, working for this guy, even though it was a hotel industry. Now I was their I was their AV guy as well as their purchasing agent.
Mm-hmm.
It made me think differently.
Yep.
So when I get on a Monday, I didn't have to go in and go, okay, well, what's this week? My Monday was already planned.
Yep.
From Friday.
Exactly.
So if you're going to use an
unproductive
day to be productive out of the gate on a Monday morning, or if you had to work Saturday and Sunday, that was your Monday and Tuesday.
Right.
Amazing.
That is really cool.
And the morale, I'm telling you, the morale in the company was really good. I mean, not good, but really good. People enjoyed working there. Mm-hmm. Yes, it was hard work. Yes, we had to deal with whiny ass babies. Yep. You know, can I have this? Can blah 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 blah. But overall, the attitude of everybody was just off the charts. We probably and some of the people had been.
And you're
working
so much
there.
more productive when you're like that.
You are. I mean, amazing.
Yeah,
absolutely amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? It got you fired up for the weekend. I mean, my weekends, for some reason,
there was no stress because you knew what you were walking into Monday.
My weekends were good.
Yep.
You know, because my brain was already going, okay, blah blah blah.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and I'm like, why doesn't everybody do that?
Mm-hmm.
if we were bigger as a company, that's what I would do. Our Fridays, because even in here, Fridays, we're production 7 days a week. It is what it is. But coming in over the weekend, I'm like, I've got to go in and I've got to get this ready for this week and this. I think from now on we're going to do our production meetings on Fridays.
It's a good idea.
Friday afternoons. I mean, even if we sit around and have a couple of beers, just chat and go, okay, this is what Monday, this is what Saturday, Sunday is, Monday is this,
exactly.
blah, 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 blah.
Well, and then you're not spending your weekend thinking about it.
Right.
That's the killer.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
If
what's
you're
he
going,
gonna throw
wow,
at
gee,
me
what,
tomorrow?
da-da-da-da-da-da.
Dude, I did work for a company a
yeah.
long time ago that on Sundays, I dreaded Monday morning.
Right.
Because there was no telling what this jackass that I worked for was going to throw at us at the last minute.
Yep.
And that's what they did. Monday morning.
And that's stress.
You knew
The stress of the unknown is really like the root of all stress.
It is.
Because it just immediately goes to fear.
Yeah.
I know it's supposed to be tech, and we've got a huge list of stuff to get into.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pass on this amazing thing that just hit. Was just given to me just before I left, which is why I was late. I was in the middle of a discussion, but you don't know that I'm late.
If we
But
run
I
out
know
of
that I'm
time, we'll
late.
talk about it.
Yeah. Okay.
So
let's rock and roll.
Well, first of all, did you? Look. I know people go something. I had one person say, "Why do you always do the whole?" Did you tech over the weekend?
I've got a problem with my 3D printer, so I tried teching, and I've got to figure out what's wrong with the extruder. But aside from that, this was a weekend of this was a weekend of spray painting and roof supervising, as I had a roof replaced.
Oh, that's right. I
Yes,
remember you were going to do that.
So
With
that
spray
was
paint? With spray paint?
Yes, I replaced it with spray paint, and then it poured this morning. You'll be happy to know that all the water came in properly colored this time.
Oh my God!
Holy cow!
One was the door frame and everything on the chicken coop needed to be painted.
Oh well.
So that was done.
Yeah.
And
did you get the coop built?
No. Didn't even
So you
get
still have
started
the
on that. No,
chickens will be
actually, we just found the blueprints that we're going to go with for that.
cool.
Really like it. Looks really, really cool.
His chickens are awesome. He has a couple of he has a couple of the chickens that look like they have the head of a peregrine falcon.
Yes.
It's really, I've never seen chickens like this.
Yeah.
It's like Sharpie.
And two that have the head of the Millennium Falcon, which is really weird.
That one's the weird one.
They're called velociraptors.
Yeah. Well, you know what? They are dinosaurs. But anyway.
Actually, when they were in the back room, we called them Smellociraptors. So go ahead.
So do you take this weekend there, Adam?
No. I was on the computer.
Playing games is not.
No. I was just
looking at porn. That's not teching.
Looking at places
Pixels.
to go away, but no. Technically, it didn't really do anything.
Yep.
Good.
Yeah. Neither did I.
Yep.
No teching. I did not tech this weekend. I'm very proud of myself.
Yep.
Actually, went to Longhorn.
I've
never been that physically ill in my life.
Yeah, there's a product review for you.
Right. Yeah, I'm sorry. Not throwing them under the bus. It may have been something with me, but I am going to call them. But anyway, so, okay. We're getting ready to jump into a subject deep, right?
Yeah.
And in the first two are going to lead right into yours.
Yeah.
Okay. So, we all know hackers stole nearly 26 million user login credentials for sites like Amazon, Google, Facebook. And it's kind of funny. Me and Rob were talking about this morning. When you put that article in, he threw in the article from Wikipedia about, all the hacks, which that's literally going to be the next story. Mm-hmm. But it is crazy that we live in a world today where now, so we had COVID, right? And then, then all of a sudden hacks started happening really bad. Yep. Because
people were at home.
I guess the hack in the beef industry. So they came out and finally admitted, we paid.
Yep.
So now here's the thing. Now everybody and their brother
We paid them in 10 heads of cattle.
Right. I want beef for life.
They got Omaha steaks for the next 5 years.
So
we negotiated it down. No fries, though. No fries. We stuck to our guns.
Right. So it's like, oh my God.
Just keep rewarding them.
Yeah. So now it's become a thing that everybody and their brother is going to be.
And, I mean, when you look at this article that I put in there, you're looking at 26 million IDs. What it is there was apparently a piece of malware that they were putting on Microsoft platforms. Any kind of Microsoft computer was vulnerable to it. And so it went in and it was grabbing everything, cookie information, login information, all your IDs and everything else from social media and the ability to log into them. So they were basically capturing everything you needed, including passwords, of course. Everything you need to steal an identity and just open up some credit cards and go nuts. Yeah. And we've been seeing a lot of that lately as well. A lot of fake credit card usage, a lot of people testing those credit cards, a lot of people, oh, Jesus, I've got one family member. I mean, he's young. He's like 23 years old, 24 years old, and he's had his identity stolen 3 times. We keep getting letters at the house with new bank accounts opened in his name. I mean, it's constant, and he's got all the LifeLock protections, everything else in place, and they just keep getting around it.
Yep.
And opening bank accounts, and it's just absolute craziness.
And none of this is brand new.
No.
So everything that we're talking about has been since 2000. Well, actually, let's let Rob show this next this next slide, because it's gone back since 2007. Mm-hmm. And some of the people that have been getting, I never realized that you got Capital One, you've got.
Yep.
I mean, the list is immense. Yep. On the places that have been hacked. Yep. To me, it's just nuts.
Mind-boggling.
So now we're living in a world of crap,
Yeah, what do I have to do now?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, Adobe, someone that we use, Adobe Systems got hit, Adobe Inc. got hit, Airtel, Air Canada, Amazon, Japan, yep. AOL, I didn't know that was still a thing. But yep. AOL still been yep. hit. AT&T. I'm just going down here naming some stuff that's used. Bank of America, Bell Canada, Bethesda Game Studios.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So the gaming world, Blizzard Entertainment got hit. Blue Cross Blue Shield, great, of Tennessee. That's a big deal.
Yeah. That's a massive HIPAA violation.
Right. So we're sitting here going,
how did that happen?
Right.
And I mean, honestly, just to focus in for a second, that one piece right there, that is, if anybody in that company did anything wrong that allowed for that hack to come in,
right,
then that individual person is going to be on the hook for tens of thousands of dollars in fines per record.
Per record, right.
Okay, so, I mean, it's absolutely insane. And it must be one hell of a business for people to be doing it, for the hackers to be doing it this much and this efficiently, this effectively.
And when you get people like YouTube getting hit, who is owned by Google.
Come on, Google, Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, PayPal.
Yeah.
I mean, the list here in the article I had was just incredible. I mean, YouTube, 17 million accounts. Facebook, 8 million accounts. Twitter, 5 million. Amazon, 3.5 million. Mediafire, 3.2. eBay, 2 million accounts.
And that's only
Facebook,
ones that reported.
Facebook, 267 million.
Yeah. I mean, it's just absolutely, and they're coming in through the browsers. If you had Chrome, 19 million people, almost 20 million, okay, have all those nice little passwords that they have saved in their Chrome and all their history and everything else, all their usernames.
Credit cards.
20 million people hacked.
Credit
cards.
Yep,
credit cards. Okay, again, Firefox, 3 million, Opera, 2 million. Is Opera still a thing?
No.
I mean, I'm kind of happy to see what isn't in this list, and that is the one I use, which is Safari. Okay.
Safari.
Yeah, Safari's not here.
Safari didn't get it.
But yeah, what the malware was transmitted by email and
actually,
pirated software.
If someone's gotten your Safari, that means they hacked your Apple account.
Yeah. But interestingly,
I didn't see Apple
the people who got hit with this, a lot of them were people who were downloading illegal copies of Adobe. Yeah, Apple has been hit. I'm not sure how, but it's interesting. It came through people using illegal software, downloading copies of it, And, of course, the Trojan comes right along with it. So, yeah, there's no such thing as, a free lunch. Nope. And, so a lot of these people earned this. The problem is it may have been somebody who worked for one of these companies.
Right.
Because there weren't 235 million people on Facebook who, were using illegal software. But one tech at Facebook may have. And the end. That's where it came from.
Or he was working on an unsecured laptop.
That too. Yep.
That happens, huh?
Oh yeah.
No, that never happens.
No, never happens.
Don't be
But
silly.
it's just sad that we are now so we're coming out of COVID now. We're like, oh crap. Well, what's the next big virus? Well, the
pipeline, and then the beef industry, and it's the hackers or the
airlines
It's a hackdemic.
They're gonna here's what if you're gonna hack something, hack the credit union, hack the credit bureaus, and get rid of everybody's credit scores.
That's a Tyler Durbin thought right there.
Hero, man.
That's
Don't
totally Tyler Durbin. Well done. You remember
John's
that?
like,
That's
"Don't
what
be a
Tyler
schmuck."
Durbin did
Don't be a schmuck, man. Help people out.
from Fight Club. Do you remember that?
I do remember
Yeah, that's Tyler Durbin. That's what he
Tyler
did.
Durbin. Yeah.
He blew up the credit bureaus. Yeah.
Yes, supposedly. But
Well,
anyway.
in the movie, he did.
So that brings us right into your subject, Anthony.
It does.
Was your website hacked, or maybe not?
Yeah, this is really neat. Over the last few weeks, of course, everybody's reading about all this stuff, and some of them are rather quite very concerned. I got a call last week, at the very beginning of last week, from a client in a panic. There had been some credit cards were running through her authorized.net account, and she didn't know what they were, and she didn't know what was going on. And authorized.net, she calls them because the cards are getting declined, and their authorized.net has notified her that people are running scam cards through her website. And she's like, oh my God, because this is something that she had just finished building,
Right.
And it's a massive website with literally thousands of items for sale, and actually about 900. My bad, because it did get trimmed down when she did the rebuild, but that's still a hefty number of items in your store. She's doing probably $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a month in sales. So it's a high value target, and she's scared by this because authorized.net has now confirmed that her site was hacked. So she calls me, and we open it up, and I'm like, no, your site wasn't hacked. Okay, what this is we're talking about all these credit card and all this information being stolen. Well, what was happening was there was somebody probably using a VPN and saying they were in California, wherever the hell they were, probably out of Russia. And they were. It's just funny. It's not Nigeria anymore. We go for it's like Russia, Ukraine. But they were trying to charge. They found like a $10 item.
Yeah.
And they were just trying to buy it. And that's how they were trying to test the cards.
Right.
So the client's website was perfectly fine. It was declining the cards. It was doing everything right. There was nothing wrong with her website whatsoever. Authorized.net just put her into a panic for nothing. But what we did was, okay, well, let's take a proactive step and let the scammers know that we know what they're doing. Through our ordering system, we were able to pull their IP address. And then we put that over into the security software and immediately blocked it. So they could no longer even look at the website to hell with try and buy anything on it. So now, granted, from that IP address, like I said, it was probably a VPN. All they had to do was change the VPN from La Jolla, California, and jump it up to Seattle, and poof, they're back in again.
Right.
But and now, unfortunately, we can't take any business from that particular neighborhood in La Jolla, California. But whatever. Really, we're doing any business there anyway. Yeah, no saddle for you. Yeah, that was just a really scary situation, but the site was absolutely perfect. There was nothing wrong. Authorized.net just totally, alarmed the client for nothing. Had another one where their website was running super slow, and that is one of the symptoms you often get of malware, is that your site is your site. More
It's Monday. It's Monday.
I need to put stuff in this tea.
Yes.
But your site might be really bogged down. Just clunky, stuff doesn't load fast, nothing runs right. That is often a sign of malware. Well, what we did was we looked at it and we went back and we looked at the traffic patterns. And this site was ridiculous. I mean, we had just amped up the processor speed. Everything was just running, at very, very high rates. We were paying extra to make sure everything was running fast,
right.
And nothing would run. And so, blah, 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 blah. And so we looked at it, and no, there was no malware on the site. Again, in this case, what it was when you have a WordPress site, you have the basic, the way you log in is to type in your site name and then, /, WP-admin. Everybody does it. That's the way WordPress makes it, and it's actually a problem. What you need to do is change that address, because what they were experiencing was a hacker. Again, this was another big online retailer. They had a high value target. If they could, if a hacker could get into the back end of their site and reroute their purchases, just change the PayPal address, whatever the hell they wanted to do, go in there and reroute all that money. Wow. That's a big deal. And
that's a huge deal
because you could go in there, attach Stripe, change the payment option, change it to Stripe. It goes into Stripe. Stripe gives you instant credit on it. And then you can just go ahead and instantly transfer that to another bank account, take out the cash, and you're done by the end of business day. And every sale that's gone through your website has now been hijacked. And until the business owner notices that, hey, I'm making all these sales, why aren't they in my,
right.
my account, and they dig in there and they find out that it's been rerouted, they've got no clue. Well, in this case, they never got that far, but this person had left WP-admin as the name, and these hackers really wanted in. They were actually hitting the site, trying to log in once every 15 seconds. And so the site was eating up its bandwidth, answering no, you're not authorized, no, try again, no, you're locked out. And it may not sound like much, but that was 60,000 login attempts a day.
Yeah.
Day after day after day as they tried to crack the passwords.
Right.
And, one of the things that actually saved their butt was that they did not know what the username was for an admin. If your username is admin, you have just handed, if you're using WP admin as the login screen and admin is your administrator name, you're toast. Because then they only have one variable left to hack through, and that is your password.
That's right.
And then that's when you need one of those like really stupid, super long things that you only let your phone remember. Because otherwise it will find it and you will be toasted very quickly. So make sure that you've got your protocols set up properly, that it's the simple things. You can use, there's a plugin for WordPress site called Cerber, WP Cerber, as in Cerberus, the three-headed dog. It's Cerber and Cerber, and it allows you to go in there, change your login page. So change it. Don't change it to login. Okay. Come up with something weird. Okay.
1, 2,
like
3, 4,
entry
5.
point. No, don't even
6,
do that.
7, 8, 9, 10.
Don't give it a number. Okay. Just give it a word that you're going to remember, like entry point. Okay.
Kumquat.
But make it kumquat. Okay. Whatever the hell you want to do. But don't leave it as WP-admin, because that's one layer of protection gone as soon as you do that. If your name is admin, that's 2 layers of protection gone. Okay? And if your password is password ! You're just an idiot. So you deserve to have your site hacked.
Hey, Rob, we got to change our password now.
But there are cases out there where these sites were not hacked at all whatsoever.
Okay, so let's Okay, so here's another one that I got. Was it Thursday?
Yep.
Thursday. I get someone texting me, your site's down. I'm like, WeBeam TV, we're not down. We have Anthony behind us. We're good. Guess what? We were down.
Anthony wasn't at his computer that moment.
So I'm like, oh, crap, I got hacked. Because that's typically what that little white screen of crap is. I'm like, oh, crap. So I'm texting him. He's with one of our clients. And I'm like, crap. And I know I don't want to call him. So I call GoDaddy. And GoDaddy goes, let me go look at it. And before GoDaddy tell me what was wrong, he was already telling me, go look and see what you've not updated. Right? Sure enough, we weren't hacked. It was one stupid app.
Yep.
One plugin
Yep.
that kept us from running.
Yep. Now we have an article in the show notes that I wrote, but there is one thing. If you have that white screen of death that says critical error, that almost never means your site was hacked. It's just the opposite. That means you've got a plugin that is conflicting. It hasn't been updated properly. It's not working with the new version of PHP, whatever it is. And so it's really easy it's easy for us to go into the back end and fix that. But that is almost never a sign that you've been hacked. What is a really good sign that you have been hacked? The front end of your website looks fine, but you can't get into the admin. You can't log in. You can't even open up the WP admin page. There's nothing there. That means you've been hacked. Somebody's completely rerouting you. Okay, and so you no longer have access to the back end of your own website. Another good sign is that you see phantom text appearing on the homepage. Now, sometimes this is going to be the result of a bad plugin, bad code for a Google tracking pixel, whatever. Okay, that stuff may be there.
or your Google tracking shortcode that someone just happens to put on there.
Right, which fortunately is gone now when we did the site rebuild. But for the most part, there are a lot of times you will see that stuff in the back end,
right,
or on the front end, and that's where you'll see it. But just so people are aware, when they get access, another good sign, open it up. If you're in the back end, look into your user profiles every now and then. Make sure there are no unknown admins who have created their own admin account.
Who's Bob?
Yeah, well, who's, XJGG7G6G.
That's an Android. Yep, right.
So, just look for those things. I mean, these are some of the really simple things, but they are what happen most often.
Right.
And as, Dr. Friend once told me, what happens most often happens most often.
Most often, right.
Yeah.
And speaking of stuff, we're going to roll right into good old Adam here.
Rolling.
Speaking of stuff that's easily be hacked.
That's hilarious.
Windows 11.
Yeah.
I love the article on this.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh my God, you're kidding.
So, we got a release, right?
We have a release date. Microsoft's going to be talking about it. I believe it was June 24th.
Yep.
Yeah. So they're going to be releasing some public information about what's going to be happening. They also, in this article, there's a link over to the release where you can watch all the new innovative features that they're going to be adding to the operating system, mostly user interface changes.
I love it. It's like we have to come out with a new version of Windows 11 so that we can change the font and round the corners on the boxes. That's literally the only thing I really saw that is going to be seriously, you're changing your font? I mean, come on, guys. That's like Windows 11, new font.
This takes a whole new... This takes a whole new team to change.
Now with Drop Shadow.
Well, Microsoft was working on two different operating systems. One that ran on the ARM platform,
right,
and then the regular Windows 10 that runs on regular x86 platform.
Right.
So basically they've decided, okay, back in the day when they had Windows RT and they had the two different platforms happening, and they've continued that saga into Windows 10. They started to split it again, Windows 10X and then Windows 10. They've decided to kind of merge the two operations together, and a lot of the design features that happened in Windows 10X that was supposed to go on to ARM and a lot of the smaller SoCals, basically what those are called are system-on-chip processors. So what they've done is they've kind of merged those two development teams together, and a lot of the design features and all the cool stuff that they saw on the Windows 10X side, they've brought over into a Windows 10. And so they're creating a new build. And so Microsoft is now going to just
Sunny Day or something? Or Sun Valley?
Sunny Day. Sun Valley, I believe it is.
Sun Valley.
Yeah, so they're going to...
Yeah, I mean, just like, no, we're not ripping off Apple.
So, and
we didn't call it Mojave.
We call it a Sunny Valley.
Sunny Valley.
Oh boy, that's real real intuitive.
At least name it Frankie Valley. You know,
Frankie
that would have
Valley.
been fine.
So be ready. I
Yes,
don't
it would.
think I think they'll probably be releasing it, sooner than later.
Yeah, by the end of the year.
But the thing of it is,
No.
there's nothing.
Well, I think the whole point was, back in the day, a developer did say that, hey, Windows 10, this will be the end of Windows.
Right,
this will
that's
be
what
just 10 and
that's what I
continue
heard.
on. Everybody kind of had that notion, but in the article they did point out that Microsoft never really let out any kind of public statement saying such, that they were going to stop at Windows 10.
Oh, okay.
And I think they just want to kind of drive some more, activity to the brand by saying, hey, our new build is going to be called Windows
Whatever.
11.
Yeah. Or there are some other names in there that are going to be more like on brand with what they're doing now. Like call
Right.
it Windows 365 maybe.
Oh, geez,
Yeah, there were some like just weird names being thrown out there that were completely innocuous and useless. I think this whole idea of it's like, why are you bothering? Oh, that's what I was going to say is, but Windows 10 has an expiration date now,
Oh, yeah.
2025.
There you go.
Yeah. So they really should be issuing something new since they've already given the termination date on what we're running.
All the builds of Windows 10 had an expiration. 1703, 1709. Each build had an expiration.
Okay, those are the
But those
build
all-
numbers, or were those the expiration dates?
No, those were
because that
build-
really is old technology. Then
They they were build numbers.
1709.
They were build numbers, and then what it was is after so long, when they made the new build number and your Windows got updated to the new build, they discontinued the last one and said, this and this and this is no longer going to work anymore.
Right.
You're no longer going to get updates. And
Right.
that stayed, but it still stayed Windows 10.
Right.
But they just called it, version 1703, 1709, 1803,
All right.
1809.
So all the versions had their own expiration dates.
They had their own
anyway.
expiration dates, which made things really confusing for people.
Gee.
Because not understanding, because they're like, I'm running
Well, remember
Windows 10.
XP was just, it's like, hello, this is XP. Whatever you have, this is when it's not going to work anymore. Period.
Yes.
And gee, that was actually easy to understand, and people could, plan around it. But now you're sitting here going, well, gee, let me keep moving up my builds to one that is being, maintained.
And the
That's
hilarious,
just
thing
ridiculous.
is when you had the one that, when it would start to install, and then your PC needed like a firmware upgrade or something like that, and it would stop installing halfway through and say, we failed to install this update. Rolling back changes now. And then, 2 hours later, your computer's back to the same build again.
Yep.
But you need to have it updated. But Microsoft pushes the update a week later.
Yep.
You try
And
it
it
again,
still won't
doesn't
update.
work.
No, that never happens, Adam.
No, never happens.
Never.
Never.
It always works. Windows as a service is the next thing.
Windows as a service. Oh, geez.
Wow.
Subscription to Windows. They do that to a degree on some of the business side.
Yeah.
They have like desktop as a service, where Microsoft will literally send you a computer with Windows on it, and it's tied to your Office 365 account, and so you're paying for the licensing all through, basically a service
Wow.
agreement. You pay Microsoft, and it comes with tech support and all this kind of
So
stuff.
you pay for a service online which is not taxable, and they send you the free laptop. So you're not paying taxes.
Yeah. That won't impact anything.
Hey, hey, eventually, Rob, I'm gonna let Rob in the back now. I want you to go pull up NDI.tv because I am going to talk about something today that's not on the notes. Which,
Oh, no.
I know
We are
I know.
totally not prepared for this.
I know, but first we're going to talk about NASA.
Prepare for
Who doesn't
ad-lib.
love NASA, right?
Oh, NASA's cool.
We're going back to
I
the
love
moon.
NASA. It's got
NASA,
it's got nice
not a space
beaches.
agency.
It's got
Not a space agency.
I know what you're thinking.
Well, we're not talking about NASA because that's
That's where I was
That's a
going
great
with it.
place,
I'm like
right?
sandy beaches and like
well, there's beaches up
jewel-colored
there. I
water.
guess we have the Tranquility Bay.
There's Space Coast and there's Tranquility Bay up there.
Yeah, so
you're
we're
right.
going back to the moon.
Yeah, Ski Olympus Mons.
Right.
Going back to the moon?
Yep. NASA has assembled a mega rocket to take humans to the moon.
We
Oh,
need more
no.
lithium.
Oh no,
Well, we're going to talk about that.
NASA. Okay.
Yep.
So what,
Anyway,
what
it's 212 feet tall, just the core stage of the SLS. So we're going back to. So I saw this meme the other day that everybody was like, "Oh well, they faked the moon landing, blah blah blah. It was all digital, and it looks like the old guys from the I Want My MTV."
Oh yeah.
With all blocks and stuff like that. We didn't have the technology back there to fake
No.
a landing.
No.
So you people that think there's a landing fake.
And God, I was
smoking
just
dope.
reading or watching something in which the plot line had, God, I wish I could remember what it was, but basically someone had to go ahead and build a moon.
Yes.
Because even the moon was fake, and so they had to be able to go land somewhere now that they were actually launching, and so they had to go build a moon for them to land on.
That
waiting
makes
on.
Yeah.
perfect
That's why we're not
sense.
going back until now.
Exactly, it's taken 50 years to build a new moon.
Oh my god!
Oh my God.
Yeah, we blew up the other one.
Yeah, it's not real.
Yeah, it was Trump's fault.
We have no tides at all. You
No,
morons.
no.
Anyway, so we're all I just want to throw that in.
Those are
real quick.
caused by the great turtle inhaling and exhaling.
I know.
Duh. That's how tide. Don't you understand science?
Oh yeah, and if you go
Follow the science,
if
John.
you go to the edge of the earth, you fall off, right?
Not a space agency.
No, you fall into a turtle's back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We all have iPhones here, right?
Yep.
So what would you think if the iPhone 13 had no buttons?
I would be very upset because I couldn't turn it off and turn it back on again because it was freezing up.
Well, that's the rumor mill going around.
No buttons at all.
No buttons. I'm not so sure about
That's intriguing.
that. I think I'm pretty sure this is a
Anthony.
Clickbait.
Shake to
Clickbait.
reboot.
Shake to
shake to reboot. The
Instead of
faster you
shake
do
to
it, the
delete. Yes.
right.
Yes. You know what? That would work. I'd be totally okay with that. Except if I'm driving down the road, I hit a bump and I'm in the middle of dictating. It's a reboot. No.
Because here's the thing: if it has no buttons, that means it has no ports, right? No.
Yeah. You do wireless.
It's starting
Yeah.
to. I mean, it's starting to become to the point where you really don't need any wires. So I mean, I think the wires, even especially like Apple CarPlay. Why do we even have to plug it in? To just mirror
Because
your
some of us
screen?
don't have those in our vehicle, dude, and some of us have. Here's the thing:
I
in
have
my
Bluetooth.
Hummer,
Yeah.
I love my H2. I love my car, but it's not Bluetooth, nor is it.
You don't even have an
I don't have an
auxiliary.
auxiliary port.
Yeah.
If I
No.
knew someone that could put something like that in my, I'd love you to death. I'm just saying. But so I have to. So I'm always on my phone. I have everything going through wireless earbuds,
Wireless earbuds. See,
but they're wireless. So we have a show that I love them to death. Right. And I'm going to bunny trail. Got a phone call. I actually got a text the other day. Can you call me, please? I'm worried about 5G.
call me maybe.
I'm afraid it's gonna make me sick. So I called her. I said, "What makes you think it's gonna make?" Because people are saying. I said, "People are idiots."
No.
I said, "You actually are getting more. You're getting more radiation from those Bluetooth speakers that you have in your ears than you are from the 5G."
Yeah, but it's a different kind of radiation.
Oh, it's blue.
It's blue. Yeah.
It's pretty.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, truthfully, John,
Yeah.
even if we didn't turn on all the 5G, isn't there some radio waves out there already flowing through
Yeah.
the earth or somewhere out there that are already transmitting that
Yep.
wavelength to begin with
Yep.
and has always been?
Yep.
Those wavelengths, it's just a wavelength. It's just a bandwidth. It's already been being broadcast and not used.
It doesn't
Okay.
carry radiation.
I am going to say this, though. There is a study out right now, a legit study, which is showing that the 5G radiation is actually messing with bees.
It's the frequency. It's not the
It is.
radiation.
It is the frequent. Well,
It doesn't carry
but
radiation.
It is. Okay. It's the frequency. The 5G frequency is messing with bee populations.
I'm taking my glasses off.
Jesus, we're in trouble now, everybody.
What are the bees doing with it?
Yes.
Okay, so people need to understand
Okay.
wavelengths are wavelengths, right?
Well,
Whether they're short, fat, long, skinny, straight, doesn't
right.
matter.
That is correct.
The damage that you the damage that you get from, I don't care what it is, the dishes, right, are when you're near the dishes.
Right.
On the dishes, you can get fried on the dishes.
Of course.
And when you work up in the towers,
concentrated.
right?
Yeah.
The towers, and it's not even the fact that it's the wavelength; it's the power that runs the emitters.
It's like a laser, okay? Is just light laser beam.
Laser beam on the shark's head.
Okay, you're doing that. You're bald. That's absolutely perfect. I just want to say that.
But it's the power power of the transmitter.
It is the number of waves that are traveling. Okay, which gives it its strength. But in this case, it is the combination of the frequency and the fact that it doesn't take much of the 5G, but 5G dies quickly. That's the biggest problem with 5G.
That's why we have to have repeaters for 5G. That's why
everywhere.
The infrastructure. Here's the problem with 5G right now: is the infrastructure. I don't care what anybody says, and then they're just flat lying to you. We don't have enough infrastructure to make it strong enough to do anything.
No, currently we have cell towers every 5 miles.
It's not enough.
and you would need cell towers every 500 feet if you were going to go with
in
5G.
Big cities,
yes,
right. That's why 5G in rural does not work.
Nope.
5G in cities do work because you can put repeaters on buildings.
Exactly.
So you can make a mesh network. I love that. But that was a great meme the other day. You make the mesh. Now look, I'm just dumbing it down. I haven't done a deep dive, but I'm just telling you the way frequencies work, and it just doesn't. It's not. Oh my God! They need to let it go.
It doesn't
not
affect
COVID
humans at
either,
all.
by the way, and it doesn't cure it.
Just to let you know, this was also a topic when 4G came out.
Oh yeah, right. Well, actually, when 3G came out, when 2G came out, LTE came out,
when cell phones came out,
it's gonna kill us with the rays. It doesn't work that way. I understand that wavelength. That just fires me up. The wavelengths, I understand, have healing properties. Blah 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 blah. If you're into that kind of stuff, right? But right now, cell towers, unless you're living under the cell towers,
there's not enough power there to alter anything. Okay.
And I'll sit down with anybody that wants to go over this. If you want to come in here and sit with me or sit with us, and we want to talk about, and let me see your science, you bring it on. Because if I have to bring science, I'm going to blow your mind.
You need to wear an aluminum hat.
Yeah, just wear it. Yeah,
make a tinfoil hat
or a triangle hat
if you're going to talk to John about this.
Exactly.
Okay?
Oh my God, unbelievable. Anyway, so moving on. I like my buttons. Leave my buttons alone.
Yeah, but believe it or not,
I like pushing your buttons, but go ahead.
You do push my buttons.
But the buttons, technically, the buttons on the phone are software driven, anyways.
True.
So I understand the meaning of removing them. It's just, I hope that they have an underlying operating system that controls the subsystem of the buttons, which most Macs already do. They have their own subsystem, their own operating system in the background that controls the hardware over what the operating system is. So there needs to be a subsystem that, however they decide to maneuver the, turning off of the device and rebooting it, I just hope that system, is separate from the operating system. So when, iOS crashes or you do have a problem, that you're able to, reboot this system.
You reboot. Honestly, this is going to sound kind of funny, but I really think this has been brought about. Okay, and so if there are problems, we know who to blame. It's the people who were suing Apple because they couldn't, dump their phone to the bottom of the ocean. And so now they're like, fine, we'll just seal the whole damn phone for you. Perfect. And if you can't turn it back on again, that's your fault.
Right.
So there you have it.
Yeah, you remember the old days if something didn't work, take the batteries out, put the back, okay, we're good.
Nope, can't do that.
Can't do that with phones.
Nope.
You can't do that.
If there's no orifices for water to get into, next thing you know,
there'll be no speakers.
The microphone and speakers will be implanted in your head.
Yeah. So since we're on that very subject, right, we're gonna jump down to number 9. The Green Revolution is being built on a very dirty industry.
My God, yes. That was a devastating article.
Did you read this?
Yes, I did.
Oh my God. I mean, just because.
I mean, literally, if you believe carbon is a pollutant, then you are absolutely in no way being intellectually honest by pushing for the green energy platforms we have today, because it is taking more, it is creating more carbon and pollution.
Yeah.
Okay, to make the panels than they will ever save in their lifetimes. It is a constantly resetting, because they don't have a long lifetime. Then you have to remake them. So let's just take a solar panel, and it takes you 10 years worth of carbon in order to make that solar panel, and the solar panel has a 5-year lifetime. That means that you are then doubling, okay, your creation every 5 years.
Right.
You're sinking deeper and deeper and deeper and making more and more and more. So you want to run it on clean energy. That sounds really groovy, except for one minor problem. The energy production capability is not there. So what do you have to do to run it on green energy? You have to produce all these panels and everything that are going to, and now you're back down the same rabbit hole.
Yep.
It is a nasty, nasty place we have gotten ourselves into, where you cannot produce the materials without doing much more harm than the original.
Much more harm to the environment.
Much more harm.
Let's jump over the wind turbines then. So are the wind turbines, okay, here's the problem with the wind turbines is they don't magically spin around by themselves. Okay?
They chop
Do you know the amount of oil and grease that it takes to keep those things
Keep
lubricated?
them lubricated. Yeah.
Hundreds and hundreds of gallons a year.
Yeah.
For just one.
Yeah.
So you're never going to get rid of oil or grease. You got to have it.
Yeah. And so you've either got to come up with a synthetic replacement, which, guess what it's going to take? A lot of energy and a lot of raw materials and a lot of other things that have to be picked up and trucked. And I don't know, what does it cost to transport one of those blades?
Yeah, right.
On one of
They
those
don't
things.
just show up
They don't
by
just
magic.
fly there.
They show up on a diesel train.
They show up on a diesel train that then unloads to a diesel truck.
Which then on a diesel,
which
and then
then
a helicopter
And
flies
sure,
them
we
up
can
and
do
puts
all
them
this
in.
with electric. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. How do you charge your electric truck?
coal.
Oh, that's right. You've either got natural gas or maybe you have a nuclear plant. You know, the only solution that stops all of this is nuclear power.
Nuclear power.
And we are so far ahead of where we were when stuff like Chernobyl, 3 Mile Island were going on. I mean, those were like first, second generation. We're on like seventh, eighth generation, power plants now.
Fusion. Okay.
Mr. Fusion. You have one in the Hummer.
I love
I saw
Mr.
it.
Fusion.
I saw it last week. I was very, very surprised.
Batteries died in it.
The batteries died in his Mr. Fusion, unfortunately, which is what happens. So
Gotta have a
that
spark or
is
something.
it until the technology develops.
Yeah, there's this.
The entire push towards this is nothing more than a money-grabbing scam that's actually hurting the environment.
Yeah, the lithium batteries, the
Oh my
holes
God.
that those are leaving are craters. I mean, the size of craters.
Yep.
You know, it's
And you can't ever fill those back in.
yeah.
Yeah.
I seen it.
Well, what are you going to fill it back in with? Oh, yeah, diesel bulldozer.
Oh, we-
Never mind.
Diesel bulldozer.
Yeah, they're not using electric. They're not using electric dozers,
No.
electric
No.
dump trucks to pull that crap out of
Nope.
there because
I
they
seen-
would make it
I
happen.
saw this meme, right? This guy broke down his electric car on the highway, and a diesel truck came up with a diesel generator on it to plug into the car to generate the electricity to charge the car back up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Makes sense
it
to me.
works.
Yeah. Anyway, we didn't mean to bash, but it's
No,
it's,
but it's a
if you're
great
gonna
article.
if you're gonna sit there and I get yelled at, oh my God, like once a week somewhere, can't believe you're driving that big thing around, blah blah blah, you're killing the economy, and there they are, a little smart car, and I'm like, well, your batteries are doing more damage to the earth than my truck is.
Yeah.
I said, here's the great thing about what I do. When I drive, the day the earth semi starts stop spinning, we'll get all the big trucks and we'll just go in a circle and we'll just spin the earth with our big trucks
There you go.
because we can.
Hey, Superman did it. Remember? Just flew so fast.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Time went backwards.
anyway, so do you use your phone for photography?
Photography. Yes, I do.
Okay, there is you can there's things that you can do to make your iCamera, your phone, be better.
Yo, yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
And-
this was a great article.
And we use our phone all the time for video, for a whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
But some of these little things I did not know I could do.
Yep.
Right. So if Rob will bring up the page, the first thing is there's a little triangle on top of the phone. Right.
Yep.
If
A
you
little
tap
chevron.
on it, it brings up all your stuff in the bottom.
Right.
So I want you to know something. My photographs have all been 4:3 because I couldn't figure out how to get my 16:9 photo images.
Yeah.
So I
There
just
it
like,
is.
well, maybe
Yeah, you
it's
tap that. There it is.
Maybe it's a new thing, and
You didn't know that either.
right? So I didn't.
Yeah,
I'm sitting there
all
going,
there.
I'm wondering why the
my
photos
God.
are all looking
So
all
Rob, go to that front, go to that page, please, sir.
Yep.
And on the top, you scroll down. There's a little arrow right there. If you tap that arrow, all this brand new stuff comes on the bottom.
I don't want
Right?
to talk to you no more.
Now, if you scrolls down even further, I know that you can see there is, look, there's all this stuff that's right there at your hands, right? And it tells you your format. I did not know this, right? I didn't know this.
Yep.
I don't take a lot of pictures. I do mine more video. So my video is always 16:9. But then if you go down, so I always was tapping the image to mess with the iris and stuff. Nope. You touch a little button up there and it brings your iris down the bottom so your iris can actually be fixed. I feel like a moron. After reading that, I was like, okay, I thought I knew everything about my stupid phone that I knew. Absolutely phenomenal the way it works now. Because I was fighting a little sun thing. You hit the little thing. And
I know.
There's a little sun. You turn the sun up and down to turn the iris up and down.
That's
No, it's on the bottom.
My 16:9. I am leaving it on.
Yeah.
Device in my house.
It's nice. It really just
Amazing.
the whole screen.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So there you go, folks. If you want to be
color adjustments, brightness, everything.
And you're sitting here wondering why you can't fit everything in your photograph.
right, now I'm like, oh my God, I'm a moron. Anyway, so we're going to talk about this NDI5.
Right.
Now this may go over people's head, and I'm sorry if it does, but actually it won't if you will stick with me and listen. Right. So we've been in NDI world, and NDI stands for Network Device Interface. That's what it stands for. And in our world, it's our way to bring sources into our systems from the studio on a local network.
Okay.
Now they've made it where you can be in Bangladesh and you can be in Trinidad, right? And I tell you to turn your phones on to the NDI app that you install on your phone for $20, and now I can bring your phones as video sources into my system.
Okay.
Beautiful.
You could do an interview down there. You could do an interview there, whole 9 yards.
Connecting to your local software.
Right.
So basically, it turns it into a Zoom,
but
without going through
Right,
Zoom.
but it creates a virtual network
Exactly.
right into his own
right.
network.
Exactly.
So, and here's the great thing. So, say you're doing it, I'm doing it, we're all together, but we have a client that's in London
Right.
that needs to see what we're doing without me going through the whole massive streaming world. Now I can tell him to go click on this button that I'm going to send him a link to. He can watch what we're doing.
Nice.
Same thing with my editing world. So our editing world is we can be sitting there and I can have a client anywhere in the world now, and they go, well, can I see the timeline? Normally, no, we get to be in studio. Nope. Through NDI. This, and I'm gonna show you how this works for you guys as consumers, right? So now I can have a client in London going, okay, here's my timeline. Here's the main edit. Let's take a watch. What do you think? Oh, I like that, but can we move this and blah, blah, blah. We literally can edit in real time with anybody in the world. Now, here's the great thing. Who all would love to have inexpensive digital signage in their building? Well, let me tell you something, folks. All you have to do is there's this little bird dog thing. It's about literally, it's half the size of a Apple TV.
Okay.
$190.
Okay.
Goes on the back of your computer or back of your TV, plugs into an internet.
Yeah.
The HDMI to your computer. You can go to your one computer anywhere in the world, right? And someone can be running a video or a PowerPoint slide that just loops all day long.
Yep.
And guess what? You now have digital signage, and you can put that anywhere. And if you want to, you can put the bird dog in one location, feed it out through a splitter.
Yep.
To all your TVs.
Yep.
Now you have digital signage in any place you want it.
Wow.
Any place you want it. That to me,
we need to. You know what? If this sounds intriguing, get in touch with us, and we will set this up for you. This is an awesome package that we can put together.
Yeah, there's
for
a brand new NDI 5 package,
and we will be happy to set it up.
And
for
we're
you.
on the wait. We're on the wait list to get a hold of it because it's not dropping until the end of June. And then, in my opinion, this is probably one of the best things that NDI has done.
It's a game changer.
It is. It's huge. And I mean, it's just even for the common business person, it's perfect.
It is.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
it's absolutely phenomenal.
Can't wait to see how this thing stretches its wings.
So
'Cause this is pretty incredible.
we're gonna last two things. Well, we only have last two. So we're gonna make fun of. Remember we have this tech fail, and I didn't put it as a tech fail, but I guarantee it's going to be a tech fail.
Yeah.
So Amazon's game streaming service Luna is opening access to all Prime members June 21st and 22nd.
Yeah. I think everybody that tries to stream,
This is gonna
every
be a
company
fail.
has failed.
It's going to be a fail.
It's not ready for mainstream.
Even Apple TV Arcade is just. I lost interest after the 5th or 6th try game. I'm out.
They're floundering, but the streaming services, they're saying that you can use their servers that will go ahead and play the game because they're really high end,
Yeah.
they're really capable, and it will stream the video content to your device TV, and you will have the ability to control the action with no latency, or very low latency.
Yeah, I just don't
and
see
it's
that
just
happening.
Stadia tried to do it. There was big hype on it, and it failed.
See, and this is where I'm going to take this a little sideways because you know how much I love Amazon.
You just
and I
would
totally
love to be
respect
their best
everything
friends.
they do. I'm one of these people really happy that Jeff Bezos is going off planet. But my take is, who has a bigger server farm to pull down resources from? I mean, we ran a streaming event with a funeral. We normally have, I guess, 4 servers that run our stuff, and GoDaddy automatically bumped it up to 11 because this thing just went crazy. But now you're talking about the company that owns more servers than God.
AWS, right?
And so if anybody can pull the streaming support instantly for this, it's going to be Amazon.
Oh yeah, but it's going to be the end user and their internet connection and
but that's always the deal. That doesn't
And you know
matter.
what? With that being said, we've got 5 seconds left. Everybody,
Bye,
thank
everybody.
you for Tech
Yeah.
Shamans. If you got any questions, email us at
We'll talk
TechShamans.
next week.
We'll talk next week. Have a techie week. Bye.
Bye.
We got the plans 'cause we are the Tech Shamans. We understand 'cause we are the Tech Shamans. Dude, I got this cool thing to show you. Really, man? Yeah, it's far out and technical and stuff. Awesome. Yeah. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Come on and turn it on. Tune into the Tech Shamans. Cool.